Yo, 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 what up, though? This is your boy, Crispy Daniels, and welcome to another edition of Show and Talk. So, today's film is probably the oldest film I had, recorded so far, and it came out in 1978. And that film we will be talking about, I can't talk, y'all. Talking about today is Drunken Master, starring Jackie Chan. So, when I first saw this film, I actually bought it from a Food Line back in 2006, and that was before I knew Food Line sold DVDs. You know what I'm saying? So when I bought this, I had bought it off instinct because I was already a fan of Jackie. So I never saw this movie before that, but I heard about it, so I decided to go ahead and pick it up and give it a chance. And when I seen it, I knew I had to watch it more than one time because this is one of my favorite movies, actually. You know what I mean? So we're just going to get into the story a little bit, so y'all have an idea of what this movie is about. So the movie pretty much starts off as, you know, this guy named Thunderleg, and he has a message from somebody who wants to put a hit out on another fighter, a rival, I guess. So when he sees that, he goes to confront this man, which his name is Charlie Way. So, he's the master of the four-door fist versus Thunderleg's kicks and all that. So next thing you know, they fight. And then eventually, Charlie Way gets overwhelmed. So Thunderleg winds up killing him. And then that's when the intro comes in. So the next scene we get into, it introduces Jackie. He's actually in the class with, other students. So his dad is pretty much the teacher, but the assistant is the one that takes over when the dad leaves, that steps out. You know what I'm saying? So the teacher's teaching, and then Jackie starts clowning him or whatever. So they get into a fight, and Jackie winds up, embarrassing him because his martial arts isn't as good as Jackie's. Because I guess, since his father's the teacher, he gets personal training. So, you know what I mean? And then after that, what happens is Wong goes into town with friends or whatever. So, they sitting there eating, chilling, and then they see this girl. So when they see this girl, you know what I mean? Jackie's like, okay, y'all, screw getting a kiss. I bet you I can get a hug, which I guess back then a hug was more, I don't know, a bigger deal than getting a kiss or whatever. So what happens is Jackie tricks her into jumping into his arms by, planting a snake near him. So once she does that, she jumps into his arms or whatever, starts hugging her. And then the mother, intervenes, steps in. So Jackie winds up fighting her. You know what I'm saying? So the fight is pretty crazy because compared to her kung fu, her kung fu is, you know, a couple of times better than his. So he winds up getting embarrassed, and then I guess he runs away. You know what I'm saying? So what happens after that? You know what I mean? Juan go, he walks away. I'm sorry, guys. I'm over here skipping parts, but you know what I mean? He encounters this man, like this guy, this beggar or whatever. He's with his son. So he tries to sell this jade stone to one of the guys that's walking through the market. And the guy tries to rip him off or whatever. You know what I mean? So he's like, man, that's the only thing I got in the world, So, why you trying to screw me? Why you trying to rip me off? And the guy was like, okay, you don't want my money? Fuck this stone. So he breaks the stone or whatever, right? And then after that, he tries to walk off, and the guy's just like, hey, you owe me some money, $10. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's how it was in American dub. So I'm not sure how much it was in the sub because I don't think I ever seen the sub. So I just seen the dub of this movie. You know what I'm saying? So basically, what happens is he pushes the guy, and Jackie just walks in on the situation. And he's already having a badass day. So he winds up fighting the dude or whatever, the guy that pushed the poor man. So, he's fighting him, and then he takes the money out of his pocket, gives it to the guy, and tells him to run off with his son. So Jackie embarrasses this dude because, his martial arts is pretty decent. You know what I mean? So after that, I guess he, walks off, goes home. So when he gets home, the crazy part about that whole thing is the girl that he was messing with in the market earlier, come to find out that was his cousin and his aunt. So basically, when he sees those two, his dad introduces him to them. So he's like, oh, okay. So, he's trying to walk away with his head, like, in the opposite direction so they won't recognize him. So he act like he's got a crick in his neck. So his aunt takes his neck, his head, and tries to, I guess she tries to fix it. And then come to find out, it's him. She sees it's him. So she doesn't say anything at first, but the daughter does. So come to find out, they just well, the mother didn't want to say nothing, but the daughter just basically exposed him. So what happened after that, his dad wanted to kill his ass. Like that's a little extreme. You know what I'm saying? So let me put this down, yo. But yeah, so after that, the rival clan walks in with, the headmaster or the head teacher's son on a stretcher with bandages on, which, I didn't really understand that part because when Jackie beat him up, he wasn't really that injured, you know what I'm saying? So he had bandages and everything on, but that's the comedic nature of the movie, I guess. So the fighter that's with them, you know what I'm saying? So his dad's like, okay, I'm not going to punish you. I'm not going to kill you. So basically, the head teacher sends his fighter to fight Jackie. You know what I'm saying? Jackie can't fight back. So it was under the suggestion of the aunt to, give Jackie 10 hits to bring him down, to put him down. The dude said he can do it in 3, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So they fight. Well, they don't really fight. It's a one-sided fight because Jackie can't touch him, which his name in the movie actually is Wong Fei Hong. I'm sorry, y'all. I meant to say that in the beginning, but yeah, Wong can't touch him. You know what I mean? So after the 10 hits are up, Wong starts fighting back. You know what I mean? And then he winds up taking the guy down. So come to find out, you know what I'm saying? It was Jackie that injured this guy, or Wong. I'm sorry, y'all. I keep calling him Jackie, but yeah, Wong was the one that really injured the guy. So his dad was like, all right, man, I had enough. So he makes him stand in a horse stance for 5 hours. And he got like this, it's like this little, I don't know, it's like a spike or something that right under his ass or whatever. So if he falls, he's going to land right on it. So basically, he got like these 2 cups. It's like 2 small cups, and he has one on his head with hot water. So he has to stand in that stance. So his friend comes and gives him a bench. So he sits down on that bench. You know what I'm saying? And his dad already caught on to what happened. So basically, after that, he's like, okay, he kicked the bench from under him, and then he falls on the spike. You know what I mean? He's jumping around. Like I was saying, this movie is comedic, y'all. So if you haven't seen it, you got to check it out. So after that, let's see, Wong, he runs away. You know what I'm saying? To no, let me see. No, he's actually, hung up with a on a ball and chain or whatever. You know what I mean? He's hung up by a chain from his neck, and he's got his hands tied behind his back. So that's probably the more extreme punishment for, what he did earlier. So basically his friend comes, you know what I'm saying? So he sets him free, and his friend was telling him about Baker So or Sohai, you know what I'm saying, which is supposed to be the most sadistic teacher in all of the land. So I guess that was gonna be Jackie's next thing, you know what I'm saying? So he like, man, fuck this, I'm out. I ain't nah. So they basically run away. The next thing you know, Jackie comes across his restaurant, or Wong comes across his restaurant. So he sits down with the man, the guy at one of the tables, and he orders all this food. You know what I'm saying? And then what he does after he gets done eating, he tells him, he insists on to the guy that you got to eat with me tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And I'll pay, and thank you. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, whatever. So he tries to leave, but come to find out, the guy that he was sitting with at the table was actually the owner of the restaurant. So it's a big fight that goes on in the restaurant. All the employees, and you got um, the human resource dude or the bouncer. Everybody for some reason thought that was Bolo at first because this is big ass Asian looking dude. You know what I'm saying? But he looks nothing like Bolo. But he got the muscle, man. You know what I'm saying? Dude was huge. So, you know what I'm saying? Jackie's fighting or whatever. And then there's this old guy at the table. And I guess he was with it, laying there with his head down. So he gets up and he winds up helping him. You know what I'm saying? Like disposing everybody easily, including the big dude. You know what I mean? So they run away from the restaurant and they sit there and have a conversation. So the guy was like, okay, so why couldn't you pay for your meal? And Wong was just, basically he was just being arrogant, cocky, whatever, whatever. So come to find out, the guy that he was talking to and helped him out was actually Beggar So, which that's what everybody called him, but his name was So High. So Wong finds this out and he tries to run away, but it doesn't work. You know what I mean? So because his martial arts is actually 100 times better. Like he's probably the most skilled fighter in the entire film. You know what I mean? So after that, they're in the bed that night. So Wong tries to get up and sneak away or whatever, and then he can't because he got like this string tied around his big toe, and then the guy he brings him back. It's funny, man. So he's like, man, I got to go take a piss or whatever. So he has him go in the corner to take a piss, and then he tries to run out the door, and then it's like a trap door. You know what I'm saying? So it shuts on him. So next thing you know, the next day they start the training. And it's like these big cauldrons or these big buckets or whatever that he has to pour water in, each one of them, like in a rotation. So that's part of his training. You know what I mean? So what happens is he looks over at Sohai, and Sohai is not looking. And he jumps in one of the cauldrons and acting like he's drowning. And then once Sohai comes over there to check on him, he pulls him right into the cauldron and jumps out and runs away. So the next scene is him drying his pants at this location, which is the same location Thunderleg's messages appear. So Thunderleg shows up while Wong is drying his pants off, and he tells him to, basically to get out of here. And then Wong's just like, "Can't you see I'm drying my pants right now?" You know what I mean? Like, yo, so he gets disrespectful with him, and next thing you know, a fight breaks out, and Thunderleg just completely embarrasses him. You know what I mean? So right when he was about to walk away, he made Wong like crawl between his legs, and then he kicked him off the stairs. So right before he leaves, he tells him, "You forgot your pants," and then he just throws the pants into the fire, and Wong winds up running away back to Sohai. So this time he really legitimately wants the training. So Sohai agrees, and then they start their training. So after a little while, they end up in this marketplace, and then they're playing like this game, the card game where you got to figure out what's under, each card. We got to try to figure out which card has something under it or whatever. So they playing that. There's like this bald headed dude that's running the games. So he tries to hustle them, but Sohai's eyes too quick, yo. You're not fooling this man. So after that, you know what I mean? Dude tried to cheat and pick up the little piece, and then Sohai knew that he picked up the coin, or I guess it was a coin, back in those days. So he tries to pick it up, and then Sohai sees that, he picked up the card and the coin at the same time. And then the fight, he like, okay, I ain't cheat, y'all. So I guess the authorities was coming to something like that, and the guy tries to walk away, but Wong stops him. You know what I mean? So a fight breaks out with those two, and then the guy, like, his head is like basically a weapon. He has like an iron head. Until, Wong grabs his hammer and starts hitting him in the head with it. And he had like these 3 big ass lumps, cartoon lumps on his head, yo. That shit was funny. So they wound up running away from the market themselves, right? So after that, Sohai sends Wong out to get more wine. And Wong ends up in this restaurant. So instead of getting the wine from the money they won, he winds up spending it on food. He gets like 2 or 3 small cups of wine and fills the rest of it up with water, the jug. You know what I'm saying? So when he takes it home, Sohai, he's confronted before Jackie makes it back home, or Wong. I'm sorry, I also habit, man, calling him Jackie because he's that recognizable. But before Wong makes it back home, the same guy they fought in the market with the bald head shows up at Sohai's house with this, guy. I guess his name is Master Stick. So he's like, yo, I'm not fighting this dude. Y'all, you don't know who he is? But then to come to find out, Sohai can't fight, without his wine. So, so basically they start, dominating him. Like he gets overwhelmed because without that wine, without that drunken state, he can't really fight like that. So, Wong shows up, and then he grabs him and they escape. So then next time I see you, I'm going to kill you. You know what I'm saying? That's what Master Stick was saying. So they left. And then what was next? Okay. So basically it's a training montage again, right? So this time Sohai teaches Wong the drunken style because he figured he's ready for it. So he teaches him about the 8 drunken gods until he gets to the last one, which is a female style. So he was like, I'm not doing this, you know what I mean? Because it's girly. But yo, without that 8th style, the training is not complete. So, after that, he does learn and master the other 7 gods. So basically, after that, he goes out again later on. I guess it's like maybe some months, if I'm not mistaken. So he goes out to buy more wine. And then he come across, Master Stick. It's a wedding or a funeral or something going on. So Wong confronts him. You know what I mean? So this scene on the back of the case is the fight between those two. And that fight is pretty funny. And the choreography to that fight is fucking dope, yo. I'm telling you. But yeah, man. So they wind up getting into it, you know what I mean? And then at the end of the fight, he pushes Master Stick's face into, some shit. You know what I mean? So because he's gotten better with his drunken style. So he's able to outwit Master Stick. So after that, he grabs these 2 big ass cauldrons or urns or whatever of wine, and he walks off with them. So he gets back home and he sees a letter from Sohai. Sohai is no longer there because he figured, his training is complete. You know what I mean? So he's just like, okay, you don't need me anymore. And, you study long enough, you study hard enough. So your training is basically done. So after that, it, goes back to the Wong's father's house. And then the rival clan shows up again. And it has something to do with some land that he wanted to share. He wanted him to share. So his father was like, no, you know what I mean? Get out of here. So next thing you know, I think he comes back again and saying that somebody's, terrorizing the land or they're, what I'm saying, basically just tearing shit up, I guess. So they go out there, but come to find out it was a trap. So what happened was the rival clan, the head teacher of that clan, put a hit out on Wong's father. So, and when they came across that land, Thunderleg was right there, and that's like a death sentence because this dude was no joke with his kicks. So they wound up fighting, and Wong's father, he got, Thunderleg got the best of him. So Wong shows up, throws this bottle of wine at Thunderleg. Thunderleg kicks it and breaks it. So Wong confronts him, and then this is how crazy it is. Sohai shows up, right? This is how intimidating he is. Even Thunderleg didn't even want to fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? But he was like, yo, I'm not gonna fight you. I'm gonna stay out of it. You know what I mean? He can do it all on his own, trust me. So they wound up fighting. And in the beginning, Thunderleg was watching him, you know what I'm saying? But eventually, Wong gets the best of him, winds up beating him. And then that's pretty much the end of the movie right there. So the movie is directed by Yu hold on. Man, I am butchering this man's name. Yuen Wu Ping. And this guy has he does choreography. He did a choreography on a lot of these movies. And man, let me tell you, he has a serious catalog, y'all. Snake and Eagle Shadow. That's another Jackie Chan film that came out in the 70s. I think that came out right after or before Drunken Master. I think it might have been before Drunken Master. But he did Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I guess it's the sequel. Sword of Destiny. I never seen that. Fist of Legend, Lethal Weapon 4, The Matrix, Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2, Fearless, Kung Fu Hustle, Forbidden Kingdom, Ip Man 3 and 4, and Man of Tai Chi, and then a lot more. So this dude has a serious catalog. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I would love to work with this guy in the film. You know what I mean? Like, if I ever wrote a movie, I would love to have this dude, do the choreography because that's one hell of a catalog. And that's not even all the movies. That's just a few. And he did The Matrix too. So, yeah, this guy was pretty fucking dope, man. But yeah, man, that's pretty much the movie right there, y'all. I'm going to watch it again, and I'm glad I got it on DVD. I also got Legend of the Drunken Master on Blu-ray, so I haven't seen that in a long time. So that might be the next film I do. But then again, it might be Black Phone. I got to see that. I'm not sure, but I'll let you guys know. But yeah, I appreciate y'all for listening, man. And then later on today, you will be getting that interview with, it'll be featuring Q. That's my brother-in-law. Cam, y'all would love to hear what he got to say about business and credit. Trust me, this man knows what he's talking about. And my brother Rob, all three of them are pretty much experts in their respective fields. So get with me later, and I will be back. So, peace.